Welcome everybody to the 5th installment of the Path of Walking Simulator build series. Before I get into any specifics, we're just going to jump into a map and I will talk about it as we are in there. Again, we are doing a T16. We have no flasks. Our skill bar is empty except for Vortex, which is bound to move. Secondary skill bar is also empty. We're just going to go on in. I do want to stress that this is a very, very budget version of the build. I am only level 88, actually just dinged 88, and we have no cluster jewels, we have no Watcher's Eyes, our gems aren't fully leveled, I don't even have the right supports that I want. This is about, I mean, this you could put together what I have here for probably less than an X, and we're going to go ahead and take it through a T16 map with no flasks and no skills other than just walking through. Ow. The build at the moment basically has no defenses built into it. We take all of the recoup nodes on the tree, and we do have a good chunk of life regen as well, just that when we do get hit, it will help us to recover the life that we just lost and hopefully not die on this map run. Those of you with a keen eye will see that it looks like we have gone back to Fireburst, which we have. I'm not going to do Alva. I don't have speedy boots on, and I don't have my movement skill. We're just going to walk past Alva. Can I interest anybody in a lion pelt? So this is a similar build to version 3.0, where we are running Fireburst, and we are using Herald of Thunder to trigger it. We are also an Elementalist, but a couple of the differences are we are not running a Chaos version. This is just a Fire version of the build. No, we are not running Barracks Respite or Abrath's Hooves. We are just relying on good old-fashioned Ignite Proliferation. And we have no mana. We are running Blood Magic on this build. Once this map run is complete, I'll go over more closely the gear that we are using and some of the gems. I may do a full build guide later down the road, but for right now, this is just a quick map showcase. Pop. One good thing about this build is you can just shift straight into Scourge, and you have no delay in the damage that you do. You just straight up continue doing damage. This makes the build very good for running low-level Scourge, low-level maps with Scourge and things like that. It's a good farming build, and then when you pop back in, you go straight back in. There's no delay in dealing the damage. If your Herald of Thunder is up, it's just absolutely smooth as butter.
When I'm ready,
smooth as butter. I believe have no means of stun immunity. I don't really have any ailment immunity on the character either. I do have a corrupted blood jewel, but there are very, very few defenses on this character outside of just out-regenning the damage that we take. So let's see if I can avoid getting one pop by this boss, and then we'll be good to go. Let's see if I can see what kind of a shock. We normally do have a 38% shock. Every once in a while, one of our lightning skills will hit real good, and we can actually get up to a 48% shock on bosses, which is pretty nice. Now I'm going to hop back to my hideout, and we will go over the gear that I've got. Okay, so the build has 3 required uniques. First, we have Malachai's Awakening. This is how we're getting our blood magic. It gives us Mortal Conviction as well, which allows us to run 1 permanent aura without any reservation cost. But the massive amount of flat damage to spells just really pumps a lot of ignite damage into our Fireburst. The other 2 are both rings. We are running an Essence Worm so that we can also run Herald of Thunder with no reservation. So it allows us to get Herald of Thunder and Malevolence with no life reserve, since we don't have mana. We don't want to reserve any life, because if we reserve life, we don't get the bonus damage from the mask. We're also running Storm Secret just to get some self-damage going to drive a few cast when damage taken setups. We are running, again, Fireburst on a weapon. All of the other gear that I have on is just normal old rares. With life res, you want to try to get a bunch of life regen where you can. In terms of the cast when damage taken setups that we are running, we are doing Flame Surge for that nice juicy 25% more damage whenever it's on the burning ground from Flame Surge. We're also running Wave of Conviction for the exposure. Those are both linked to combustion for a little more minus resistance. We then have a cast when damage, a high level cast when damage taken with Steel Skin. And then we have another low damage cast when damage taken that is running Arc and Flammability. And then Arc is also tied with Unbound Ailments and Innervate support, as well as with Vortex, which we have on Walk. The Innervate support is just for that rare occasion that Vortex or Arc gets the kill, then we get a little bonus lightning damage. And Unbound Ailments is how we get some of those really, really high shock values. We are running 3 golems, Stone Golem, Flame Golem, Chaos Golem. I have Meat Shield thrown in there just for this run. I normally have Flame Dash in here so I can move around. Then we have in the Fireburst Staff, oh yeah, also again Malevolence. And since Malevolence reserves no life, we can get a free Arrogance support on here with no downside. It's just straight up free aura effect. Now in the Fireburst Staff, I am running Immolate, which is a good support to help out with a single target. This will only apply to enemies that are already burning or ignited. We are running added lightning damage. I actually don't want to be running this. If this was a green socket instead of a blue socket, I would have Swift Affliction here, but I don't, so I'm still just gimping the damage a little bit further. We've got efficacy support, we've got deadly ailments, we've got burning damage, and we are running Ignite Proliferation because we are not running Barracks Respite or the Aberrath's Hooves. Real quick look at the tree. Again, there will be a path of building down below if you want to see all the nitty-gritty details, but we are taking all the recoup nodes. We're getting all the life that we can grab. I'm working my way to Firewalker now. No cluster jewel, but as soon as I get one, I will start throwing some points over there. Again, just life and fire damage and dot damage wherever you can get it. We are going Elementalist again. I recommend going Shaper of Flames first, Liege of the Primordial second, then go Shaper of Storms and finish up with Mastermind of Discord. The build can be leveled as a Fireball Ignite or a Flame Slinger or a, what's the other one? Armageddon Brand Ignite. They're all good, safe leveling options. And then as soon as you hit, I think it's level 50, you can do a full switch over to Fireburst. So it's actually a very, very smooth leveling process. And that is all I have for you guys right now. Like I said, I may have a full build guide down the road, but that should be enough for you guys out there to kind of get started and figuring things out. But if you have any questions, just ask me in the comments. I'll be down there answering whatever you guys would want to know about the build. But until next time, I will see you guys later.